Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube. Today we are talking about the Libra woman. Before I get started, I've got to say this. When I'm talking about the women through the signs, I like to dive very deep, and I dive deep because I kind of struggle looking on YouTube for other astrologers that are actually telling you the whole truth about the zodiacs, right? Now you got to understand, and I say this all the time, you may not relate to some things that I say because you might have different placements in your chart that has an influence on your sun sign, right? However, it doesn't mean that the stuff I'm talking about isn't actually a trait of that sign, okay? Also, at my channel, I say the realness, okay? Whether you like it or not, it's the good, the bad, and the ugly, because if I'm going to sit here and say all wonderful, amazing things about your sign, you will never learn to improve, to better yourself, to understand, these traits that you may have or how you can just improve. That's all it's about. So I would never understand who I am or even become evolved if someone never told me the traits about myself. So now I can sit here and say, yes, I used to be like that, but not anymore. I know myself. So that's why I'm here, to dive deep and tell you guys more and more about your signs, whether it's good or bad. But we are all here to learn, people. The teacher was a student once. All right. So the Libra woman. I am an Aries sun. Okay. However, my complementary opposite is Libras. I have a ridiculous amount of Libra people around me. Wherever I turn, there is a Libra. You guys are everywhere. And I love it because Libras is definitely one of my top 5 favorite signs. Like, I love Libras. I find Libra women, they have this beauty about them. They have amazing features. They have beautiful, oh my God, I've never met a Libra that has not got a nice smile. Like, Libras have beautiful smiles. They exude beauty. They tend to be fashionistas. They take pride in their appearance, in how they do their hair, their makeup, how they dress. They like to be seen. They like to be appreciated for their beauty because they put a lot of work into this. They are massive socialites. They love being out, being sociable, with everybody. They like networking and meeting people, and they're very friendly. These women are the women that people say, oh, she thinks she's too nice. And the thing is, yeah, she probably is too nice. She probably is, because she looks good, but she's also very I that's why whenever I meet a Libra, like, I talk to them, but the conversation never kind of stops, because I like how they handle conversations socially in front of different people, because they are the socialites. They're very good at talking in front of everybody, like really good. Now, Libra is an air sign. Bear with me because I've written down so much stuff. I don't want to forget anything, right? Libra is an air sign, and that includes Aquarius and Gemini, and obviously Libra. But I find Libra to be the most emotional out of the two, because air signs are all about, the brain and the thinking, logical thinking. They're not very, air signs aren't very in touch with their emotions, or they don't show their emotions, they express. And Libras are very good at talking. They're very good at expressing and letting you know how they feel, but they can also show it, which is very different to the other two air signs. That's why I like to say that they are, if I had to pick, the most emotional out of the other two, but they're not like heavy, into their emotions, right? Now, Libra women tend to be all about the relationships, because they love being loved. They love being in relationships, and a lot of the time you'll meet a Libra that has just come out of a relationship, but I'm pretty sure 9 times out of 10 she'll have options, because Libra women like to have different choices, different people around to do different multiple things with. So you know, she might be fresh out of a relationship, but don't think she's fresh and run out of options, because she never is, and she never will be. Another thing I want to touch base on is, I always talk about different, you might be a Libra, but you might be a Libra that's not evolved, or you might be a Libra that is evolved. And when I say a Libra that is evolved, this is going to be someone who can relate a lot to the negative traits, right? But then they no longer relate because they've learned from it. Do you know what I mean? So people who are evolved tend to know that a lot of these traits do fall under this specific sign, but they don't actually have to relate to that, if that makes sense. Now, Libras in relationships, Libra females, I don't want to say they are defined through relationships, but they do find themselves through relationships, experiences. So a lot of the time, a lot of people find themselves out of relationships, being single, thinking about, you know, mistakes that they've made, you know, spiritual development, whatever. But Libra females, they learn through the mistakes that happen in relationships, and they choose to stay in it, but they choose to learn while they're in the process of it, which is interesting because Libra is all about the scales, right? And yes, they're very indecisive. You know, they can't decide whether they want to have vanilla ice cream or banana ice cream. You know what I'm saying? They're very indecisive, yes. However, they are all about balancing the energy. Do you know what I mean? So they need to make sure whatever choice they're making is always going to be the right decision. They are ridiculously good at making the right decision because they take that time to process the pros and the cons all together, and they make the final choice. Once that choice is made, that is the final cut. All right, they're very, very good at that. I find Libra women to be very, very materialistic, ladies. Libra women are very big on shopping, you know, accessories, shoes, handbags, you know, you name it. They're very big on that, and they're very superficial and very materialistic. A lot of similarities to Taurus females, and I will do a Taurus video real soon for the females, but they are very much into seeking security in their assets, and they just like to have nice things. Remember what I said, they see beauty in things. That's a good quality that they have. And even when it comes to their partners, you know, they tend to pick men who can benefit them in a certain type of way. And I've said this in my Libra videos before. You know, when it comes to Libras, they do have an opportunist side to them. You know, they can be known to be gold diggers, but like I said, Libra women, yeah, they have a superficial side to them, but they like to live a certain type of lifestyle, and they are not the women who sit down and struggle. That's not them. They don't do that. Why would you want to do that? You know, Libra women want to have nice lifestyles. They like to have their house looking a particular type of way. They're not like I don't care what color scheme I have. You know, they're the women that will have a color scheme running through their house. In the UK, we're big on wallpaper, as you can see, and they have color schemes here. You know, they are very, very big on making the house look like someone professional came in and decorated it, you know. What else? They are very goal orientated people, all right? These women, like I said, yeah, they enjoy being with men that look a certain type of way, are financially secure, because they have goals. And like I said, with the gold digging kind of stuff, like, Libra women always have money, okay? Whether it's not like oh, she's always rich, but she always has the money to look after herself and her kids, all right? But if she meets someone that can financially provide for her and her kids, she would save her money and spend his, because she's always going to prepare herself for a rainy day if it comes. And that could be whether he leaves her or she eventually leaves him, or someone else comes into the picture and they have to leave out together. You know, Libra women always have money for a rainy day because they never ever know. I'm not saying you're never sure about something, because a Libra woman in love is a whole nother situation, which I will dive deep into that, right? But with these women, they are very goal orientated and they prepare themselves for shit. Now, working under a Libra woman, I don't like it, all right? I don't like it because Libra women are very pedantic in how things are, very particular, you know? They tend to push themselves in working environments because they're very good at what they do. They're very good at talking to everybody in the office. They can be gossips like everybody, but they get their job done, you know? And they are all, if I had a business where I was employing people, I wouldn't mind employing, you know, a Libra. Now, when meeting, I know this video is going to be super long, but I have to touch base on everything, right? Now, when you meet a Libra, when a Libra is meeting you, right, she's going to analyze everything about you, because the whole purpose is how you are going to benefit her in her life. If you're coming in and you've got nothing to offer, you know, a Pisces can look over that. An Aries might even be able to look over that for a short period of time. But Libra woman, she's not going to look over that at all. She won't consider you for to be a long-term partner because you have nothing to offer her. She can sustain life on her own, right? So what are you going to bring to her that's going to make her think, okay, you know, he's going to be bringing this into the relationship. Let me allow him to come in. And this is why people get them a little bit confused with being super gold diggers or whatever, but they like to be settled in life. That's all this is about. Now, Libra women, they're very, very sweet, and a lot of the times they're very charming, and a lot of people always say, oh, I can't believe you're single. You know, where's your man? How long have you been single for? How come you're single for so long? Libra women get that a lot, and I assume it really pisses you guys off because you guys like being in relationships a lot. And yeah, like talking to Libra females, like they ask a lot of questions, and I don't like questions because I do a lot of things that doesn't require answers, if that makes sense. You guys ask too much questions. Like, not everything needs to be told to you guys, right? Oh my God. And also, when talking to these females, they are very, very easy to get to know. And they're easy to get to know because you ask them you'll start bonding with them based on what's happened to you experience wise, like, oh, I had a really bad breakup, you know, or divorce, and he took everything and he left me with nothing. And a Libra woman can somehow relate to that in her own type of way, and she will tell you everything that happened. Libras, not everything needs to be told. Keep some stuff to your heart, and you know, you'll probably get further in your friendships or relationships if you just hold back on some stuff, because I find Libra women tend to express a lot of stuff, you know. Even when they first meet people, you know, they feel comfortable enough to tell people that they've just met situations that's happened to them, but because they are air signs, they don't show the full emotion at the beginning. But after a while, once they get to know you heavily, then they will start showing you more emotions. Now, I do find Libras to have like a clingy vibe, because they are people that they are an air sign, so they express, right? Whatever's happened that day, whatever happened that week, they're gonna want to call you all the time and tell you all types of things, because they want to express. They're socializing. That's what they do. Excuse me. That's what they do. They socialize, and they want to tell you, but it can be heavy because it's almost everything they tell you. Do you know what I mean? I'm doing this because it's claws clinging onto, like that kind of thing. And they're really good with kids. I have never seen a Libra that has not been good with kids. Like, kids love them. They run up to them, you know, they play with them, they talk to them in child language or whatever. Like, they're really, really good with kids. I'm not good with kids at all. And another thing, this is something that I've heard. I hear this a lot. However, it's hard for me to actually see this because I have a Capricorn moon, which means that I don't like people touching me or being close to me, or I don't really like a lot of it, right? Unless it's my boyfriend. However, I hear Libra women have a problem with being affectionate to their partners, and this can be a problem because men like to be touched, and you lot know how it is. But I hear this a lot, and I feel like Libras probably need to learn to, obviously they're an air sign, they're all about expressing verbally and thinking and shit, but you guys need to learn to kind of feel a little bit more, you know, and kind of show love in a different type of way to usual. Now, when taking a Libra female out on a date, they like to go to lavish places. The more expensive, you know, the better. They love that shit. They see that as, oh my God, he really appreciates me because he took me to EXO on the tower. He took me to the 25th tower block, whatever the fuck it is. He took me there. You know, they love that because it just feels like, well, he likes me. He's put in effort because he took me somewhere nice. They're all about the lavish living. Frog legs, you know, caviar. That's them. That is a Libra woman. That's what they like. And you know, I don't see a problem with that. Like, I don't know why people look at that as being a bad thing, but you know, if you're broke and you don't really like to spend money on women, this is not the woman for you. Okay, she likes your money, so you need to be financially about it. And this is why I always kind of say, like, I like Taurus and Libras together, because to me, Taurus is the gentleman of the zodiac, and he likes to spend that money. He likes to go out to nice places and eat well. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what he likes, right? Libra women need to be mentally stimulated. Like, this is probably where Taurus and Libra don't really match that well, because Taurus doesn't really communicate the best. But Libras need to be around someone who can talk to them about the injustice of things happening in the world, you know, mentally stimulate them. A lot of Libras, I find, do have some depth to them, you know. A lot of Libras around me anyway are very spiritual, and that's something that you don't really hear about Libras. You hear Libras are very above the surface, but I kind of find them to be a sign that has a very deep spiritual side to them. Like, yeah, so when a Libra invites you round, they're gonna set the mood, all right? They're gonna have candles lit, and they're not just any old pound shop candles or dollar store or thrift candles, whatever you guys call them. You know, you Americans, yeah, whatever you lot call them, they're not no cheap candles. They will get some decent, you know, scented candles and, you know, light the living room, the bedroom. They're gonna have beautiful frames around the house, and, you know, cute little cushions, and the house is gonna smell nice, because a Libra who is evolved is going to take care of her home, all right? She's going to make sure that whoever comes here is comfortable. Like, I've got a Libra friend, and every time I go to her house, she takes something out, and I'm like, where's that from? That looks really nice. Because the last time I went, yeah, she got some glasses. They're wine glasses, but they haven't got the stem bit. So they're like this. And I was like, oh, and it's a nice big one as well. Like, I love that. I notice these things, and Libra women absolutely love it when they know that you've noticed it. So you always need to leave a compliment for them and say, rah, babe, rah, bitch, this is nice. Where's this from? They love that shit. Do you know what I'm saying? So always compliment a Libra woman, you know, when it comes to shit like that, because they appreciate that for real. Now, what is next? I think I mentioned something similar about the Libras is the scale. It's about balancing things. And a lot of times when Libras are with someone, they are either heavily in love or they're not sure yet. They're not sure. They're indecisive about what they're doing and what they need to learn to do. And usually it's the evolved ones that are doing this already. Okay? Libra women need to learn to balance between the two, because when you are when you're a Libra who's in love, you're too heavy, man. It comes across way too heavy, and it can be very overbearing for the guy. And then when you're a Libra who is not sure what you're doing yet, you know, you're going to be picking between different people, you know, because you guys are the socialites. You like to have attention from this person and from that person. So you're not really going to be sure. And you're not really going to be making any firm decisions at that point, whether you would want to be with that person long time or not, because you're unsure about him and this person and that person. You know, you guys need to find that balance in yourselves where you can decide, okay, well, I'm not really feeling this guy, but I'm not going to go and meet other guys as well. I'm going to keep myself to myself and do what it is I need to do to make sure that I stay balanced. You know, you guys got to just work on that. But apart from that, Libras, you know, you lot are my complementary opposite. I love having you guys around. You guys are wonderful. Don't let people hate on you, because people will keep telling you she thinks she's too nice. Yes, you are too nice for them probably, okay? You guys keep looking beautiful, keep standing out, keep glowing, and keep being divas, because that's what you lot are. Another thing, there are a ridiculous amount of female celebrities that are Libras, even males. Like, there's bare celebrity Libras. Like, you guys know what direction you need to go in to be famous. You know, you lot know what you're doing. So I just want to say thank you for watching. You know, have a lovely day, and I will be back soon. Take care.